thirsts for blood.
Jack, he's out of control. This is too much. He's nuts. He's reckless.
And their roar will be deafening. Tonight, for the first time, from New York City.
I'm your next world heavyweight champion.
From inside the iconic six-sided ring. Will you answer your calling?
It's great to be back in New York City, the wrestling mecca of the world. TNA fans, you asked for it, so here it is, the six-sided ring. This is what separated us from the rest. But what really separated us from the rest was the incredible talent that performed inside of this ring. So New York City, are you ready for some TNA?
And check this out. Look who's in the upper deck of the Manhattan Center. It's my broadcast partner, Brooklyn's own Taz.
First thing I want to say, it is awesome to be back in the greatest city in the world, my home, NYC, baby. Hey, here's the deal. Hold up, listen to me. I want to tell you something right now. I'll say a couple of things about what Kurt Angle just said. I couldn't be happier with a man like Kurt Angle heading up this ship, because Kurt Angle, he understands how important, he understands how vital one word is, and that word is wrestling. All you people here, you too know how important that word is. You too know how important what we do in that ring, how important that is. And I can tell you something. I was fortunate enough many years ago to be part of the greatest wrestling revolution of all time. And during that time, I remember when we were turning that corner. I remember the feeling in my stomach and the look in my eyes and the look in my brethren's eyes in that locker room. And I'm telling you all right now, that locker room is filled with the same type of men and women. We're going to do some different stuff here. They got that same look. They're ready to go. So in closing, seems like there's one sentence that might sum up exactly what I'm saying about the immediate future of this company. And it seems like, let me go back in time a little bit. Seems like the mood is about to change. And one more thing, if you didn't know who the hell I was, my name is Taz. Beat me if you can survive.
If there's that one wrestler in TNA that is directly associated with New York City, from the familiar accent to the omnipresent NY logo, it is Bully Ray. And Bully's joined by another lifelong New Yorker in Tommy Dreamer, the innovator of violence, who, unlike that backstabber Rhino, has been there at all times to watch Bully's back. What a special moment this has to be for both Bully Ray and Tommy Dreamer. And is tonight the night that Bully follows through on his promise to put TNA President Dixie Carter through a table? Can you even imagine if that happened right here in Bully's backyard? Bully Ray, Tommy Dreamer, welcome home.
And for that very reason right there is why this is the greatest wrestling city on the planet. Tonight, TNA and New York City is gonna grab the wrestling world by the balls and rip them off. I told you people that I made you a promise. I made you a guarantee that you want to see Dixie Carter go through a table. Tables you're gonna get.
As I was driving down the West Side Highway today, I had a moment of reflection because in 1997, me, him, and a bunch of hardcore freaks were getting our first ever national exposure right here in this building. And you fans have supported us through our entire career. For that, I am truly humbled and blessed to have you by our sides. There are changes being made, and I don't know if you can feel it, but this feels like a new madhouse of the extreme. And there are a bunch of men and women in that back that are willing to go balls to the wall for each and every one of you.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Well, just like that, the homecomings are spoiled. Feel-good moments that we all just experienced come to a screeching halt. The appearance of EC3 and that sellout Rhino, recruited to Impact Wrestling to protect the Carters and to take out Bully Ray.
Now there will be no balls to the wall. There will certainly be no tables, because Bully Ray, if you think you are ever putting my Aunt D through a table, as I've said, is over my dead body. Because you see, Bully, you weren't able to put Aunt D through a table at Slammiversary. You weren't able to put her through a table in Pennsylvania. And you sure as hell are not going to put her through a table in New York City. Duh, duh, duh. Don't you boo this man. He is a Carter. Respect him, or I'll beat each and every one of you up and finish with them two punks in the ring. You sold out. 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 You're right. You're right. Rhino wasn't invited to this little hardcore reunion, and he did in fact sell out, because the E stands for extreme and the C stands for cash, and I pay Rhino very, very well. Because what I see in this ring is the living, breathing embodiment of New York City. Bag, dirtball, silly goose. I disagree.
You can't wrestle.
I'm very good.
You can't wrestle.
I disagree.
You can't wrestle.
I'm very good. Because when I see in this ring, the living, breathing embodiment of New York City, you call this the Big Apple. You know what I call it? The Big Crapple. Because you're crap. You are crap.
It is very prevalent. You don't know where you are. New York has never been politically correct. This isn't a PG little product, kid. And the one thing that I would love to see change in professional wrestling is less talking and more action.
Oh, in light of what we've seen in recent weeks, you know that these four just could not wait. Bully and Dreamer versus Rhino and EC3. The tag team match when we return to Impact Wrestling from New York. And ladies and gentlemen, we are back on Impact Wrestling. I'm joined in the broadcast booth by Taz. Match has already started. You know that Bully Ray, Tommy Dreamer, they just could not wait, Taz.
No, and it's been such a beatdown throughout the commercial break by Dreamer and Bully on EC3 and Rhino.
And Taz, no one can put into perspective what Bully Ray and Tommy Dreamer meant to ECW than you can.
There's no doubt about that. I mean, look, ECW is many years back, as we know, for those that don't know, and two men that were the heartbeat of it, the bloodline of it, was this man here, Bully Ray, along with Tommy Dreamer.
You think about EC3, the nephew of our TNA president, Dixie Carter. Well, he was barely a teenager when ECW was in its prime. You think he has any idea who he's in the ring with here in terms of Bully and Tommy? Do you think he even cares?
Well, I think he cares now because he's basically getting his chest worn out with chops, and now he's just got snapped suplex by Dreamer. But, no, yeah, you're right. I mean, listen, EC3, look, he's hated. He's entitled. He's a spoiled rich brat. I got it. But, you know, he's done his homework. He knows the history of his business. And I can assure you, he won't admit it, but he has some sort of respect for Bully and Dreamer.
And how great is it for Impact Wrestling to be in New York City? And how great is it to see the return of the six-sided ring?
Yes, it's awesome. Hold on, wait, cover here. Yeah, no, it's great. It's great. TNA going back to its roots, going back to the grassroots of the company, bringing back the six sides, man. I think it's awesome. It just gives us a whole different feel, and it gives our athletes, our special wrestlers, a little different type of playground than you see normally on TV.
Dominant start from the outset for Bully Ray and Tommy Dreamer until finally things now turn around with Rhino putting the boots to Dreamer. And you have to comment for us on the shocking return of Rhino to TNA, and more importantly, the fact that he's a backstabber, that he sold out to the Carters and their resources.
Yeah, I gotta say, I'm a little surprised at that. I know Rhino many, many years, and I'm definitely shocked. I was shocked, I should say, to see him come back and to be riding sidecar with EC3 and the Carters.
Off the body slam. EC3 sets up and, goes to drop the elbow. But Dreamer able to avoid the contact, and now you saw the eye contact that he made right there with Bully Ray. Well, you know these two have something in mind for EC3. Off the double team. Bully immediately turns his attention to Rhino. Gonna bring him into the battle as well, and now all four men in the ring. Yes, it is a red-hot crowd here in New York City. And, well, what's this all about? Rock Rockstar Spud has come out to ringside, and, you know, I see Rockstar Spud. I immediately think of TNA President Dixie Carter as well. Dixie Carter has promised Taz that she is going to be here at the Manhattan Center in New York City. Are you surprised with that?
Well, if Dixie wants to go through a table, she's in the right town.
Oh, you're not kidding.
And that town is Bully Ray's town, so Dixie, beware.
Little turnabout, fair play for EC3. Lighten up the chest of Tommy Dreamer with the series of chops.
And now here comes Rhino. Look at this. That's where you got to be careful. You're wide open. Your midsection is open. A guy like Rhino's drilling you. Not good.
Beatdown process continues with Dreamer sent with authority. Back first into the corner. Pin attempt now by Rhino leads to a 2 count on Dreamer. What a massive main event we have in store for you tonight here on Impact Wrestling from New York City. Taz, does it get any bigger than Lashley versus Jeff Hardy with the World Heavyweight Championship at stake? Check out that spinebuster. Hold your thought for a second. Float over, pin, and another 2 count. How about Lashley Hardy for the world title tonight?
Well, our World Heavyweight Champion, the Destroyer, Lashley, he better be ready, man. Hardy's very unpredictable. He's a former World Heavyweight Champion himself. I'll tell you, Lashley, beware, man. Watch yourself tonight.
Snap, suplex takeover by EC3, who barely gets a 1 count on Dreamer, but now continues that wear down, the beat down process, with Rockstar Spud screaming on support from ringside.
Well, our live audience here really letting EC3 or Rockstar Spud know how they feel about him.
Shot off into the corner is Dreamer, but able to get the boot up when Carter charges in. And what a smart move. All about ring awareness at that point for Dreamer. Knowing how close he was to the corner, that's experience. That's a veteran.
And that's a tag right there to Bully Ray. Batten down the proverbial hatches. Here comes the big man.
Explosive offense from Bully Ray. Follows up the clothesline with a big-time back body drop.
And Bully Ray's hitting anything that moves. He is fired up. 2 for the price of 1. Look at that.
Rhino, Carter, stacked up in the corner. There goes Rhino all the way out to the floor. And now, Bully can turn his full attention to EC3.
Boom! X marks the spot.
Offense punctuated with that big-time elbow to the top of the head. And now, Bully and Dreamer set up for the double team.
Great job right there. Change of team 3D.
We'll close. 2 count right there for Dreamer as he goes for the pin.
Look at Rhino, though, coming in with a purpose. He realized, he sensed, Rhino knew his experience, that the end was near for his teammate.
Rhino sends Bully into the guardrail. Battle continues outside on the floor. Meanwhile, in the ring, Dreamer's attention turned to Rockstar Spud. Gonna bring him in as well.
Got some height right there the way Dreamer pulled in Spud. He's begging.
Watch out, watch out. Quick roll up from behind. EC3 stacks up Dreamer for the pin and the win.
Your winners, Rhino and Ethan Carter III.
Well, you got to give an assist right there to Rockstar Spud. Like it or not, it was smart.
The focus, the direction of Tommy Dreamer diverted just for a second by Spud, and that was the difference maker.
That's all it took. Dreamer knew he got had. He knew he got caught. It's all right. Live to fight another day.
I know how things are supposed to be done. You gotta make that happen. New York City, we're in the building. Make a hole, make it wide. Champ coming through.
Earlier today, our Impact Wrestling cameras documented the arrival of the world champion Lashley and the man who will challenge the Destroyer tonight for the world title, #1 contender Jeff Hardy. It's Lashley versus Hardy from New York City.
Love New York City. They are the greatest fans in the world. Austin area.
Kurt, you hear that crowd out here? It's crazy.
They are ready for some X Division action.
Well, I want to thank you again. Last week gave me the opportunity to get this back on my shoulder. And now I'm in the driver's seat for option C, one step closer to making that choice.
One last stop before the X Division champ makes that choice. Listen, you have one more match before Destination X.
Okay.
Tonight, it's an 8-man X Division gauntlet match. I want to see how great Austin Aries really is.
Wow. Now, some people would say that you're stacking the deck against me, Kurt.
Oh,
but
would I do that?
No. I see this as an opportunity. Listen, when I walked in this company 3 years ago, nothing was handed to me. I had to go out and prove myself. And since then, I've redefined this company with the things I do in that ring. So tonight, Kurt, yeah, I look forward to this challenge. Absolutely.
Listen, all you have to do is go out there and prove it. You're up #1 tonight, baby. And it starts next.
Well, that sounds great.
Good luck. One tough kid.
History made tonight, as for the first time ever, Impact Wrestling emanates from New York City.
Greatest city in the world. It's great to be back home. Mike, later on, I'm taking to Chinatown. We'll go to Hong Kong Gardens. It's going to be great.
Hong Kong Gardens?
They don't give you bread with the soup.
Sonata. Lucky, ain't you, boy? You know what else you are? You're smart. You're driven. You're strong. You're fast. You're disciplined. That's what I like about you. You see? You want to say something, huh? Your people are disciplined, and you keep listening to your mentor, the great Muda, and you're also going to end up a loser. A choke artist. Be careful who you listen to.
Well, Sonata has a chance to prove James Storm wrong right now.
The following contest is a gauntlet match for the X Division Championship. Introducing first from Milwaukee, Wisconsin, your X Division champion, Austin Aries.
Well, new executive director Kurt Angle putting Austin Aries to the test. And Taz, it is a very stiff test. Man who just regained the X Division title 1 week ago has a huge hurdle to overcome before he even has the chance to institute option C and cash in the X Division title.
And his opponent, one of the World Tag Team Champions and the Wolves, Eddie Edwards.
Well, yeah, you're right. It is definitely a tough obstacle to be first in a gauntlet match to defend your X Division titles. What Kurt Angle is doing to Austin Aries. But we heard Kurt Angle talk to Aries. It's not like Kurt's got something in for him. That's how Kurt will motivate this roster. He will take a guy who's loaded with greatness like Aries and put his back against the wall and watch him rise. Now, Aries has got to deal one half out of the box of the tag team champions.
You're right. One half of the Wolves, one half of the World Tag Team Champions. He has a chance to add X Division gold to that title resume. And Eddie Edwards, as well as his Wolves tag team partner, Davey Richards. To me, they have sort of a built-in advantage in this gauntlet-style X Division Championship match that if Eddie Edwards can survive until Davey Richards enters the battle.
Yeah, but it's every man for himself, Mike. So in my opinion, I don't think Davey Richards, other half of the Wolves, other half of the tag team champions, I don't think it matters.
Well, it's every man for themselves.
That's what I just said.
I was just bringing that forward, just agreeing with you.
I know, I said that.
My sentence.
I said it's every man for himself.
You don't think that the Wolves are going to be there for each other in this match if both are in action at the same time?
No, but yes, maybe it could be.
Exactly. No referees in this X Division title gauntlet because it's over the top rope elimination. That is, until we get down to the final two competitors. At that point, it's pin or submission. You'll see a new wrestler enter every 90 seconds. And think of this, Austin Aries has to run the table in this gauntlet or we will have a new champion that will have the option C opportunity to get a title shot at Destination X.
Beautiful head scissor counter, and then look at Aries, how he gets out of the head scissor. with a beautiful drop kick while his opponent's on the mat. Again, this is where I think, you know, to tell the future here. Let's see what's going to be here. Hold on.
8, 7,
I'm going to tell you the future in a second.
4, 3,
In about 3 seconds, actually. Maybe 4. Oh, that sounds like Manic's music. I love this tune. And this is what I was about to say here. It's definitely going to be Manic. Yeah, this is what I'm saying. That's the beauty now that the six-sided ring is back here in Impact Wrestling in TNA for this type of action right here. Nobody in the world has the X Division athletes. We do. And Mike, you know better than anybody the history of this six-sided ring and the X Division.
Well, in terms of the history of the X Division, that six-sided ring's so prominent for several reasons. Think about all the different angles, like we're seeing here with Manic, that you can go with springboards. And speaking of springboards, how about the extra spring that you can get?
Yes, well,
because the gap is different in terms of the ropes.
Correct. It's a shorter rope because there's 6 of them as opposed to 4. I don't have the dimensions right now. Again, I have a fractions issue. But you get my drift.
What are you going to tape measure?
Well, that's not a tape measure, Mike, but I digress. Wait a minute. Oh!
Champ Aries taking it to a former X Division champion in Manic, who would like nothing better than to regain gold, especially since we're just 2 weeks away from Destination X. Pendulum elbow drop by the X Division champion.
And Aries is really feeding off of our awesome New York City audience here.
Your next competitor in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6.
First 3 still alive in the gauntlet, and let's see who joins them next. Sounds to me like it's one half of the World Tag Team Champions, and here comes Davey Richards, and now we'll see if Davey and Eddie possibly do work together.
Well, right there, it kind of looked like it did. I mean, I know this is every man for himself, and, well, look, they can't help but be a team. Look at that. Flying into that headbutt.
Yeah, check out that catapult into the Edwards headbutt first, then off the top with a perfectly placed knee to the chest of Aries. And I think my point has been proven. Wolves do work together.
Well, for now, I mean, yeah, you're right. Okay, you're kind of right, a little bit.
Sort of.
But right now, the one who's in trouble here, let's be honest, it's Austin Aries. He don't have to be defeated to lose that X Division title.
That's the key. All about the gauntlet, and that's why this is such a stiff test from Executive Director Kurt Angle. Double team by the Wolves on Manic.
Almost look like shades of a move called Total Elimination back in the day. Very similar, very crisp the way the Wolves just did that.
Yeah, it's sort of appropriate with the emphasis on ECW, talking about the Eliminators tag team.
Yes, sir. And right now, look at this. Manic's trying to hang off and deal life.
Competitor in 10, 9, 8, 7,
4 men
6.
still alive in the gauntlet. Let's see who number 5 is going to be to join them.
It's your boy DJZ.
Another former X Division champion in this match.
Yeah, for those that are new to TNA or Impact Wrestling, if you've never seen DJZ, don't be fooled by the crazy outfits and hairdo. This kid can flat out go in the middle of that ring.
Oh, no question. He can bring it. Oh,
and
my.
he just got nailed.
Never saw that move coming. And how about that great discus forearm by Aries?
Watch
but
out,
then
watch
Richards
out.
counters, and then there's the spring from Manic.
And again, that's X Division style right there. Bodies getting dropped left and right. Austin Aries got to try and hang on to his X Division title here. And I agree with our audience here. This is awesome.
Manic slides into the corner, able to get the boot up. Drill DJZ. Quickly, Manic springs to the top rope. Oh, goes Hurricane Rana, but that's dangerous because both Manic and DJZ eliminated. Can Aries retain the X Division title? Then have the possibility of cashing in option C? More when we return. 8-man X Division gauntlet continues during the commercial break. Crazy Steve from the Menagerie. Tigre Uno joined in. X Division champion Austin Aries still alive, as well as both members of the Wolves. Taz, Every 90 seconds, a new competitor, over the top rope elimination, till we get to the final two. At that point, it's pin or submission.
And that's right, we have referees on the outside to see if a wrestler's feet touch the ground. Both feet need to touch the ground to get eliminated. We're about 5 seconds away to see who the next competitor is in this Gauntlet X Division match.
Next entrant, as well as the 8th and final man in the gauntlet, is another former X Division champion, Sonata. Goes springboard with the chop to the top of the head. First of Tigre Uno, then Aries, but knocking down everybody, both members of the Wolves, and down goes Crazy Steve.
Oh, we saw Cowboy James Storm kind of get in the face of Sonata. Interesting comments that that the Cowboy had towards Sonata.
Get into the face as well as get into the head of Sonata at the same time. I mean, calling him a loser, don't choke?
Yeah, he said no choke. And basically, I think, James Storm realizes the pressure that the Great Muta has put Sonata under. And we've talked about that for weeks and weeks here on Impact Wrestling.
And Taz, by the way, during the commercial break, I was informed, and it's just been confirmed.
I'm getting dizzy.
That not only is our TNA president, Dixie Carter, in New York City, but Dixie Carter, she's en route to the building. She's on her way here to the Manhattan Center. Is she crazy?
She's got to be nuts, because Bully Ray. Look at that. Speaking of nuts, Crazy Steve's nuts. Bully Ray's got Bully Ray's got a table with Dixie's name on it. Wow!
Tigre Uno has been eliminated.
Tigre Uno out because of Crazy Steve. Eddie Edwards with the kick. Sets up Davey Richards to try and knock Steve off the apron.
Crazy Steve
and the Menageries entrant, he is out.
It's just like falling off the Humpty Dumpty ride at the bazaar. That's just Crazy Steve's a big Ferris wheel guy, you know what I mean?
Wolves with a double team on X Division champion Aries. Now the man that Aries just defeated last week, Sonata. He's in the grips of Eddie Edwards. You can try and fight that off.
Look at that.
Wow. And Edwards is out. Now, how about Sonata lands on the apron? He's still alive. We're down to the final three. And now Sonata eliminates Davey Richards.
Sonata on fire here.
We are down to the final two. It boils down to Sonata, Austin Aries. In essence, a rematch from last week.
Scheduled for one fall.
So Sonata getting an opportunity here to regain his X Division championship. To your point, Mike. That don't matter. That don't matter.
That's right.
We just heard our ring announcer, Christy Henry, one fall or submission.
This would be huge for Sonata, with Storm doubting him at every turn. He could prove the Cowboy James Storm wrong. Springboard attempt, but knocked down to the floor is the former champ Sonata, and Aries is going to fly.
Good God, that was intense. Let's take a little look, Mike. Watch the speed, the quick step, first step explosion by Austin Aries. Watch this. Look at that. Look at that. Boom. Wow. That was impressive.
Sonata rolled back in by the champ. Aries sets up, slingshot in. Gonna go for the cover, no, instead. Rolls through,
Here we go.
Submission, last chancery.
Could win with a submission. You could win via tap out or a choke out. Or if a man just gives up and says, I quit. Aries, X Division champ, trying to hang on to his title.
Sonata inching his way, gonna try and get a rope break. He's close, but he's still got a close distance, and then that one final move by Sonata gets him the rope break.
Took a lot out of Sonata. What does Sonata have left in the tank? That's the question.
Not only the X Division championship at stake here in this gauntlet, but also still to come here tonight, Jeff Hardy, who won the Battle Royal last week, he gets a shot at the Destroyer, the unstoppable Lashley, the World Heavyweight title match from New York City. That is still to come tonight.
And look at that nice counter by the bigger Sonata. Aries might be in trouble here. The X Division champ, again, if he gets thrown out over the top, it don't matter right now. That's why the referee's in the ring to count a pinfall or submission.
Sonata from the apron. Series of overhand rights.
You got to look, Mike, let me interrupt. You got to look at Sonata. He comes into this thing a lot fresher than Aries. Aries was the #1 guy out here who ran the gauntlet, where, Sonata was not. He was the last guy. So the table's kind of set for the former X Division champ.
And at the same time, the table is set for Kurt Angle to truly test Austin Aries. Bridging pin attempt. How close can you get?
Wow. Big time close.
on the verge of having a new X Division champion, and talk about upsetting the apple cart. Everything that Austin Aries has planned in terms of option C and the potential to cash in for a shot at the World Heavyweight title goes down the drain if Sonata becomes the X Division champ.
And Sonata's pointing at that particular corner. He's going to climb up. Everybody knows this guy, his moonsaulting ability is unbelievable, as does Aries, able to get up and shut down Sonata before he can hit that moonsault. We're going knee breaker here, possibly.
Champion Aries tries to take Sonata up repeatedly, but that's the perfect counter to the knee breaker, the grip of the side headlock.
Absolutely, keeps the man's head down. Look at this beautiful Tiger suplex.
Pin, no, just two.
Double overhook, Tiger driver, Tiger suplex, I should say. Very difficult suplex to hit. Extremely hard to nail a bridge while you have a double overhook. He just did it.
And at the same time, a very difficult move to kick out, but Aries just did it.
Well, all of your weight is stacked on back of your head, and you have no arms to help get momentum to kick out. And you can see Sonata's definitely a little frustrated. The pressure's on Sonata. The Great Muta, more or less, has a gun to this kid's head. He's got to win and always win. The pressure's on Sonata.
Front slam. Sonata points to the corner. Says, this time I'm going to hit the moonsault.
Lands on his feet.
Oh, my. Wow. Turns into the discus forearm. Champion Aries, another discus forearm. This time, rocks Sonata from behind.
Just drilled him with that forearm shiver, man. That was nasty, as was that drop kick. No way to go with that corner drop kick.
Watch this. Full speed drop kick. Leads to the brain buster. Right on his head.
Wow.
Dropped him. Champ covers. Aries gets one. Aries gets two. And Austin Aries, he has done it.
Your winner and still X Division champion, Austin Aries.
Well, let me tell you something right now. Any young wrestler out there watching this, you watch Austin Aries right now in this replay, and you watch how you amp up. You pick up the intensity towards the end of the match to nail your moves. Boom, 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 and get a pinfall victory. That's how it's done. Aries just pulled it off.
And Taz, the question I have is, how will James Storm react to Sonata's defeat?
How will the Great Muta react also?
Well, good point.
Yeah,
good point.
So respect right here from Aries. That was some battle. I'll tell you what, Austin Aries ran this gauntlet.
He ran the table.
He sure did. It came down to these two men. It was impressive. Definitely impressive by the X Division champion. Great job.
Now up to Austin Aries. Choice is yours. Will you cash in option C for a shot at the world title at Destination X?
Feels like old times. Showtime Eric Young and the It Factor Bobby Roode teaming up again.
Does that feel weird?
Weird. No, it feels right. Eli, for the last 3 months, there's been a common thread between the two of us, and that common thread is MVP. When he was the boss around here, he did everything in his power to make our lives a living hell. It was supposed to be me and you at Slammiversary for the World Heavyweight Championship.
Right.
But instead, he sent me at home on some stupid suspension.
Yeah, bogus suspension. You saw what he did to me every week. 2 matches, 3 matches, numbers, beatdowns. And I held that title. I held it all the way through, all the way past Slammiversary, to have it taken from me by those punks. But tonight, there's no more running, man. It Factor, Showtime versus King and MVP in a tag match. The only question is who's going to get to punch him in the face first?
Oh, that's easy. It's going to be me.
All right, it's decided. We'll do it together.
Perfect.
Loser! 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 You're a loser, Sonata. What's your title, huh? You're a loser! You're a loser! Huh? You're a loser! Fight back! Huh? You're supposed to be disciplined! Fight back! Loser! Come on, loser! Fight back! You're a loser! Muta is a fraud. So are you.
We heard TNA president was Dixie Carter on her way. Dixie has arrived at the building.
Hey, bully, get the tables.
Demand. Impact Wrestling cameras will return to New York City for 3 more nights of television this August. See all of your favorite Impact Wrestling superstars in action, including Eric Young, MVP, Lashley, Kenny King, Jeff Hardy, Kurt Angle, Velvet Scott, New York's own Bully Ray, and more for 3 nights of amazing action. Tuesday through Thursday, August 5th through 7th at the Grand Ballroom of Manhattan Center. Tickets are on sale now at Ticketmaster.com. The summer in the city just got hotter.
As we welcome you back to Impact Wrestling from New York City, TNA President Dixie Carter has arrived at the arena. Taz, is there a table in Dixie Carter's future?
Well, you are seeing just an example of the damage Bully Ray can do to the human body with the table. Just look at this.
And still to come tonight, an Impact Wrestling main event made to order for New York City. Lashley versus Jeff Hardy for the World Heavyweight Championship.
One quick question. What motivated you to return to being Jeff Hardy?
Honestly, Kurt Angle. I listened to Kurt Angle. Kurt Angle wanted Jeff Hardy back. Jeff Hardy's back. Willow was just created to deal with all the darkness that had shaded TNA. Now the light's shining. The time is now. The place is New York City. The moment is Jeff Hardy becoming TNA World Heavyweight Champion again.
Is tonight the night that Jeff Hardy regains the World Championship? We know that MVP, Kenny King, that they're going to be watching closely when Lashley defends the title later tonight. But first, these two have to compete in a tag team match.
They told me that Mayor Bloomberg, before he left, cleaned this city up, but apparently that news was grossly exaggerated. Listen, for all of you, you need to understand, I'm in the ring right now on crutches because I have a torn meniscus. But I'm more of a man than anybody else in this building, so I still get in the ring even though I'm hurt.
Look, it ain't about this match. Ain't nobody tripping about that because everybody in this building knows that Kenny King could beat Eric Young and Bobby Roode by himself, no help. The fact is that Kurt Angle is a power-hungry maniac. This is abuse of power, and we ain't gonna stand for it.
No, because I am still half man, half amazing, and I've got half a leg. I'm still gonna wrestle this match, but I want it